Okay, I had to break this in two parts because it was too long for YouTube. Uh, I'm trying to put things in perspective, a timeline, if you will, from the very beginning of these episodes, and I'll try to describe what's going on. Anyway, again, I'm shooting this off of my laptop. I'm Mary's husband. We've been married 47, going on 48 years. And the episodes that you've seen started about 17 years ago. I can remember the first time she had slept well through the night. The next morning, she didn't feel well, and she went back to bed. And she slept for probably a couple of hours, got up for a little while, went back to bed, slept another couple of hours, and I'm sure the third time. And I can remember thinking at the time, I don't know how anyone can possibly need that much sleep. It was probably 3 to 6 months before another episode came, and they have been coming ever since. Now they're weekly, or at least 3 times a week. The episodes have always consisted of the onset of extreme weakness. And of course, when you're that weak, you're also tired. But I think the main symptom is the weakness. And I'm quite certain that every episode had a severe pounding headache. And from her description, the headache is probably not migraine. It's just a very bad headache. I personally never have headaches, and I never get weakness like that. I feel very good each and every day, and for me to watch her going through this for all these years, and no one knows what's happening. Mary has suffered from depression. She was prescribed and started taking Prozac. I believe it was 20 milligrams. It may have been 10 milligrams. About 12 years ago. It was truly a miracle. I could see the change almost immediately. I asked her how she felt when she was taking it, and she said she felt fine. But after a couple, 3 months of being on Prozac, she wanted to quit, and she did. And the depression came back. And I can remember literally being on my knees begging her to start it again, because depression is horrible. It's just, it's horrible. I guess I'd rather deal with these episodes than with depression. But at any rate, what she's going through now might possibly be depression. Of course, the doctors have considered that we've changed medication and also anxiety, but the change in medication hasn't made any difference in her symptoms. I've got to watch the time. So the cause for these episodes could be depression, but it seems almost impossible that she could be feeling really good, upstairs, making the bed, sponging off and starting to get her clothes on, and then kerbang, and 10-15 seconds, no more than 30 seconds, this weakness will flow over her, or it did flow over her, and she had to go immediately to bed. I don't know if depression can do that or not, but I would doubt it. On the other hand, I have never seen her have an episode, either when we're being visited by family, our kids, or if we are visiting. And one episode that lasted almost 60 days, if you can believe that, ended when I went and brought her mother to our house, and the episode ended when that occurred. It may have been coincidental, but also it did seem like it had something to do with it. And another issue is her heart. She now has been diagnosed with heart disease, and she is a candidate for bypass surgery. This was, that's the word I want. This was not discovered, but this was established about 2 months ago, 8 weeks ago. She had an angiogram with apparently an ultrasound device that would create a picture of the narrowing or blockage in her arteries. The doctor was concerned that the blockage narrowing, whichever, was at the point where she needs bypass surgery. Stents wouldn't be appropriate because the narrowing's too long. And of course, that kind of heart disease can affect your stamina and can make you tired and can do a lot of things. But considering that these episodes started 17 years ago, I know where we were living. It might have been 18 years ago. It might have been 16 years ago. But it's I'm sure it's about 17 years ago. And the episodes themselves haven't really varied from the first ones, other than new symptoms seem to come and go. But the weakness, the onset of weakness and the need to sleep many hours has remained constant through these years. It's amazing to me that we have doctored our primary doctor, an endocrinologist, another endocrinologist. Of course, we've looked at hypothyroidism, we've looked at hypoglycemia, we've looked for infections. All of the blood work has come back negative or normal. She's had chest x-rays, CAT scans. They have looked virtually everywhere. Now, I'm not a clinician, so I don't know specifically what blood work they could have done and have done. I do know that blood gas has not been done, and I don't know whether the iron level has been checked. Okay, I have to break it here because I'm approaching 9.5 minutes. So I will finish this and continue it on another video.